Hi everyone, here we will discuss about the combination of thread constructor and runnable interface. I am giving the block diagram. In this, the user defined class ex4 is thread ex4 is implementing the built-in interface runnable. Based upon that, I am writing the code class name thread ex4 which is implementing runnable interface. As per the procedure, the class which is implementing the runnable interface should have run method to perform some action. So here I am defining the run method. It is performing the action which is just displaying the thread is running and performing the sum of 0 comma 1 comma 2 until 3, so less than 3, so 3 will not be included. Then summation of that three numbers will be displaying here. As per that, I am creating the block run for performing this action. Then I am defining the main method to instantiating the object. So the object is created here by using thread ex4 which is the class which is implementing runnable interface. So I am creating the obj right by using thread ex4 which is having the capabilities to perform thread concept by implementing runnable interface. Then now the constructor thread is used to create the thread t1 which is carrying the features of obj that is associated to thread ex4 which is implementing runnable interface. At the same time, for this thread I am assigning the name summation. Actually we are having the constructor with the syntax thread of the object which is belonging to runnable interface, then the string variable that is used to assign the name. So as per the syntax, summation is assigned to this t1 and obj is carrying the object of thread ex4 which is implementing runnable interface. Then now I'm going to invoking the start method for the t1. So as per that, here I am invoking the start method for the t1. Once it is invoked, automatically the Java virtual machine will invoke the run method which is belonging to the obj, because t1 is carrying obj. Obj is defined by ex4 thread ex4. So the run method which is available inside the thread ex4 is implicitly called by this start method. Then this action will be performed for adding these three numbers. This will be overridden, right? But the why we are using the overriding, in the sense the runnable interface is the built-in interface which is having the abstract method run. Okay, so this run method will be overridden by this user defined method which is available inside the thread ex4. So which is overriding and performing this operation which is adding these values. So addition of this 0 comma 1 comma 2 is 3, so that is displaying here. The name which is assigned here is accessed by using the method getName that is assigned to str the variable. Then the str variable value is displayed by using system.out.println, so that is displayed here. So based upon this, here we should observe that thread constructor is used to perform the operations of the object which is implementing runnable interface, and also we are assigning the name through the constructor. And another example is given here. We are going to create two threads by using two different classes. The as per this block diagram, we are creating the user defined class vit, then which is implementing runnable interface. Yes, it is implementing here. Then as per the procedure here, whichever class implementing the runnable interface, it should have run method to perform some action. Like that, I'm going to create one more class ap which is also implementing runnable interface. As per this block diagram, I am creating the user defined class ap and implementing runnable interface. So as per the threading procedure, here the class which is implementing the runnable interface should have the run method that is performing some action. Then here I am defining a driver class thread ex5 because it is having the main method. That's why we are saying this is driver class. Using this, we are creating the obj1 for the class vit. So I am creating the obj1 for that one, obj2 for class ap for this one. After that, here I am going to use the constructor. The constructor is here the thread constructor which is carrying the obj1 belongs to vit. So now this t1 is having the capability of accessing this the features which are available inside the run method of vit. Like that, we are going to define one more thread t2 for obj2. Once we are defining this, thread t2 is having the accessibility of the class ap which is having the run method here. So here obj2 is associated with ap, obj1 is associated with this vit, right? So now I am going to invoke the start method. Once t1 is invoked, automatically this will invoke the method run method belonging to vit. So here this is invoking. So based upon that, here the first iteration will be executed. In the first iteration, here we are going to see that the first thread t1 is carrying obj1 welcome. So it is executing now. So based upon that, we here the first statement will execute. Okay, first statement is here, right? You see, first thread t1 carries obj1, t1 carries obj1 welcome. After that, 1000 milliseconds is allotted as a delay. Sleep method is introducing the delay to the cpu for this thread t1. So now the cpu is idle, okay, for 1000 milliseconds. Okay, so once cpu is not used, that will be allocated to second thread. Okay, second thread is running here, which is performing the operation second thread t2 carrying obj2. So now this is displaying this one. At the meanwhile, the seconds will keep on reduce, 999 until 0. Okay, so here after displaying the second thread, after displaying this one, this is also introducing 1000 milliseconds. So here 1000 999, so it is keep on come before it is reaching 0, right? This might be reached the 0. After that, second iteration will come again. In the second iteration, here it will execute the second statement again. You look at that, first thread t1 carries obj1, again same statement, same value we are performing. So again, after displaying this second iteration, it is introducing 1000 milliseconds again. So again 1000 milliseconds. Meanwhile, right, so this second thread might be reached the 0. Okay, so again it will go for second iteration. In the second iteration, it is displaying this value second thread t2 carries obj2, right? Again it will introduce 1000 milliseconds delay. It will keep on decrease, okay, to 0. Meanwhile, right, this 1000 might be decreased to 0 before this one. So third iteration will perform from here. So third time, the first thread this will display again. After third time displaying this statement, again it is introducing this 1000 milliseconds. Once it is introduced 1000 milliseconds, it will keep on decrease to 0. Before it is reaching 0, this second iteration might be reached the 0. Again it will go back to the third iteration, second thread going to the third iteration. Then it is displaying the third time second thread t2 carries u. Then again, you see, this sleep statement is introducing third time delay 1000 milliseconds. Then it will keep on come down, right, to 0. Before it is reaching 0, the first thread already which is introduced to 0 here, I mean 1000 milliseconds, it might be reached to the 0, right? Once it is reached to the 0, then go back for the fourth iteration. But fourth iteration will not possible here because 4 less than or equal to 3 is false. It will come out of the loop. okay, then the at the same time the second thread also might be reached 0 from this 1000, okay, then it will go for third I mean fourth iteration. So here also 4 less than or 3 equal to 3 is false, then it will come out of the loop. So program is now ended and it will exit from the JVM. So like this, threads will execute one by one, right, by introducing the 1000 milliseconds, but parallelly which are performing the operations whenever CPU is idle. If CPU is used by another thread, it will wait for its turn in the queue. But here we are using two different objects for two different threads. We can use single object for both threads, that we will see in the next example. Thanks for watching.